Welcome to the Business Profile. I'm Jeff Layton, and this week we're at Blue Sky Inc. And with me is Steve Schmidt. Steve, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Now, I think there's probably a lot of people out there that might not know in the Detroit Lakes and Becker County and surrounding area what Blue Sky Inc. is, and maybe this is the first time they've ever heard about it. So why don't we get, first of all, a little background, and maybe we can start a little bit with you and a little bit of your background. And, well, first of all, let's give a definition of really what is Blue Sky and what do you guys provide for services?
Well, Blue Sky Inc. is a licensed 245B program through the state of Minnesota,
Okay.
which allows us to provide an array of services through certain funding streams that have been dictated by the federal government in the state of Minnesota.
Okay.
Our goal is, I can really kind of sum up our services in about 3 words. We provide supervision, assistance, and training services to persons who are differently abled.
Okay. All right. So it just gives you an idea that you provide a wide range of services to some folks that really need your help.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Now let's give a little bit of background. How did you get into this line of work?
Well, it started a long time ago, but I'm a trained social worker, master level, and I was working at Hennepin County in Minneapolis for a number of years, 16.
Okay.
And I worked in a variety of their divisions, mainly in the developmental disabilities division, children with severe emotionally disturbances,
Yep.
as well as the planning and development for the developmental disabilities division, and where I was buying the services that we are now providing. And when I was towards the end of my career with them, I decided that, you know, I really think this is a great service that I could bring to the Detroit Lakes area,
Okay.
and where people with disabilities could access a variety of services that would meet their needs and keep them in the community.
Okay. And you had mentioned that you're originally from Detroit Lakes.
Correct.
You were
Yep.
born and raised and
Born and
graduated.
raised, yep. I won't say the year because then I'm dating myself.
No, and so that's a nice thing to be able to come back and you kind of saw, you learned a niche of an area where you saw, hey, you know what, Becker County and Detroit Lakes area could really use this. So I think that's kind of neat to come back and provide that. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about some of your current services and a little bit about your mission statement, and we'll talk about that right after this.
Announcing the 18th annual Roses from Rotary, November 4th through the 6th. Beautiful roses, $17 a dozen. You can purchase tickets now from Breakfast Rotarians, Flowers by Val, at Norby's in Detroit Lakes and Heart of Lakes Realty in Frazee. Monies raised will be used for Dollars for Scholars and youth service projects. Roses from Rotary, Thursday through Saturday, November 4th to the 6th. Get these beautiful dozen roses for $17.
Welcome back to the Business Profile. Again, I'm Jeff Layton, and with me is Steve Schmidt from Blue Sky Inc. And so we've given people a little bit of an overview of your company, but now why don't we give an exact kind of how you could help an individual, maybe an exact case that you've worked on.
Sure. The first case was referred to us. An individual who had lived in the state hospital for 25 years with a traumatic brain injury secondary to meningitis as a child.
Okay.
And he'd lived at the state hospital and then moved home for another 20 years. So he's in his 50s, wants to live independently.
Okay.
He today has, for the last 6 years, lived in his own apartment with the support that we go in and manage, you know, to help him with his morning routines, then his medical support, as well as, you know, his dietary support and overall apartment management and money management.
Okay.
And with our support, he's been able to do that for 6 years.
And I mean, what a neat feeling, I bet, for that individual.
He's one happy gentleman.
Yeah, okay, because that's a neat idea.
Yeah.
So if a person thinks or has maybe that they could use your services or that type of thing, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Well, there's really 2 ways. It's through our toll-free number, which is 877-772-3013, or our website, which is blueskyinc.info.
Okay. All right. Hey, that's a new one. I don't know if I've ever heard of .info.
Yeah.
Okay, so blueskyinc.info.
Right.
Okay. Let's talk about, we have it here, you know, your mission statement, and you kind of wanted to really let people know this is ultimately our goal. And let's read your mission statement real quick.
Sure. And it reads as Blue Sky Inc. strives to enhance the quality of life for children and adults with disabilities by providing community-based supports, services founded on integrity, dignity, and respect.
Okay. All right, and now how long have you been in town for?
Well, 6 years.
6 years.
6 years.
So it kind of goes like that, but
It
boom.
does.
Okay.
It does.
Well, again, hey, I think you're providing a very valuable and worthwhile service. And for people that want to know more, I encourage them to contact you.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Steve. All right. So Blue Sky Inc. If you know an individual or maybe an individual yourself would like to learn more, don't hesitate to give Steve a call. Until next week's Business Profile, I'm Jeff Layton.